Disney will pay a $10 million fine to the Federal Trade Commission.
So the agency says Disney mislabeled some YouTube videos. This is kind of complicated. So they failed to mark those as made for kids, and that then allowed those collection of data of kids under 13.
America, Disney just got caught red-handed running a massive data harvesting operation on your children. The Federal Trade Commission slapped them with a $10 million fine for deliberately collecting personal information from kids under 13 without parental consent. They were warned by YouTube back in 2020 to stop, and they kept doing it anyways for 4 more years because the money was just too good.
When kids click play on YouTube videos, they may be watching Disney and Disney may be watching them.
What is up, guys? Tyson, DeLaCruz here. Thank you so much for rocking with me. This story perfectly exposes how these woke corporations lecture us about protecting children while secretly treating your kids like products to be sold to the highest bidder. Let me break down exactly how Disney pulled off this scheme. There's a little checkbox on YouTube called Made for Kids that you're supposed to check if your content targets children under 13. When you check that box, you can't collect personal data or run targeting advertisement. But when you don't check it, you can harvest all that data and collect advertising money.
The agency says the House of Mouse failed to label some content on YouTube as made for kids, which led to children's data getting collected, used for targeting, advertising, and expose them to age-inappropriate features.
Disney had over 1,200 YouTube channels featuring Frozen, Toy Story, Mickey Mouse, Moana, Cars, and they deliberately marked them as not made for kids. This wasn't some accounting error, guys. This was a calculated, at least in my opinion, business strategy to maximize advertisement revenue by treating children like data points.
The rule requires companies to get parental consent before collecting information from children under 13. It also directs the companies to limit online features like comments and targeted ads on child-directed content.
And here's what makes this even more disgusting. When your child watches a Disney video that should have been marked made for kids but wasn't, Disney is collecting information about what they watch, how long that they watched it, what they clicked on, and using that data to build advertising profiles on 8-year-olds. They're literally turning your children into revenue streams while their parents thought that they were just watching innocent cartoons.
The FTC says YouTube warned Disney as early as 2020, but the company did not fully fix a problem.
YouTube had to go behind Disney and reclassify 300 of their videos themselves. Think about that for a minute. Even YouTube, who profits off of data harvesting, had to tell Disney that they went too far. And what did Disney do? They kept their default channel level settings and continued collecting data from children for 4 more years.
Today's settlement with Disney is part of the Commission's broader focus on protecting children online. Disney violated the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, which Congress passed to ensure that parents, rather than content creators, have control over their children's data.
This, in my opinion, wasn't negligence. This was deliberate defiance of federal laws because the profit margins are too attractive. Disney looked at the warning from YouTube, calculated on how much money they would be making for targeted ads on children's content, and decided the risk was worth the reward. Now, let's talk about this $10 million fine. Sounds like a lot of money to regular Americans, which it is. But for Disney, that's literally pocket change. They probably made more than that in a single week for the data that they collected illegally for 4 years.
Lightyear lost more than $100 million at the box office. Well done.
Great job.
Here's the sick irony about this situation. Disney lost over $100 million on their woke Lightyear movie with the lesbian kiss scene that nobody wanted to see. But they were so desperate to recoup the losses that they turned to harvesting data from children watching Frozen and Mickey Mouse videos. They'll lose hundreds of million dollars pushing woke ideology, then make it back by exploiting your kids.
Disney said it, quote, has a long tradition of embracing the highest standards of compliance with children's privacy laws and remains committed to investing in the tools needed to continue being a leader in this space. They got busted and had to pay.
And get this, the settlement doesn't require Disney to delete the data they already collected illegally. So they get to keep all the information they stole from children. That's not justice, that is a business transaction. They're essentially buying a retroactive license to have violated your child's privacy for 4 years. By marking these videos as general audience instead of made for kids, Disney exposed children to features that should have been blocked.
Under the settlement, Disney will pay $10 million, notify parents, obtain consent before collecting data, and check whether YouTube videos should be marked for kids.
Kids watching Frozen videos were getting unrestricted comments, autoplay loops that led them to non-child directed content, and targeting advertisement based on their viewers' behavior. Your 8-year-old daughter watches a Moana clip, and suddenly she's being algorithmically pushed into content that wasn't designed for children, all because Disney wanted to maximize their ad revenue. This is the same company that lectures parents about inclusion and representation while secretly funneling children into content ecosystems designed to maximize engagement and data collection. They don't care about your kids. They just want them as users to be monetized. Now let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture here. This isn't Disney's first scandal involving children. Remember their battle with Florida over parental rights in education. Remember when they were caught with inappropriate content creators? This data collection scheme is just one of the latest examples Disney prioritizes profit and ideology over children's well-being.
Hip-hop icon Snoop Dogg is the latest critic, claiming he was blindsided by it when he took his grandson to see the film.
I took my grandson to see
The Lightyear. I think it's called
with
Lightyear.
Kiki Palmer. She had a baby with a woman. Well, my grandson in the middle of the movie like, Papa Snoop, how she have a baby with a woman? She a woman. Oh, I didn't come in for this. I just came to watch the damn movie.
Even Snoop D-O-double-G, Snoop Dogg, called them out for blindsiding him with woke content when he took his grandson to go see Lightyear. And Disney's response is basically, deal with it. We're educating your children whether you like it or not.
Our order in the settlement ensures that parents moving forward can have confidence that their children are safe.
The FTC chairman said it perfectly. The order penalizes Disney's abuse of parents' trust. That's exactly what it is, an abuse of trust. Parents think they're letting their kids watch innocent Disney content, but Disney is secretly harvesting their children's data, building advertisement profiles on minors, and exposing them to content and features that should be restricted. America, here's what this Disney scandal actually reveals about corporate priorities. These woke companies will lecture you about protecting marginalized communities and create safe spaces, but when it comes to actually protecting children, the most vulnerable people in society, they'll break federal law for 4 years straight if profit margins are attractive enough. Disney ignored YouTube's warnings in 2020 because they calculated that the revenue from targeting advertisement on children content was worth far more than the potential fine. And they were right. $10 million is nothing compared to what they've actually made. This isn't a punishment. It's a cost of doing business. The settlement agreement requires Disney to create audience-designated programs and review every single video they upload moving forward. But there's no criminal charges, no requirement to delete illegal data collection, no real accountability for the executives who approve this actual scheme. Here's my message to parents. Don't trust these corporations to protect or educate your children. They've proven over and over again that profit comes before your child's safety and privacy. You need to be the gatekeepers for what your children consume online. When a company deliberately breaks laws designed to protect children just to make extra advertising money, they show you exactly who they are. Believe them and protect your children accordingly. Let me know what you think about this. Drop it down in the comment section down below. Smash the like button if you kindly would. Share, subscribe, and as always, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.